business in the convenience store when suddenly a hooded guy jumped at the cashier and pulled out a gun.
Give me some cash. All of it. Now.
Everyone started to panic, except me. I'd actually been waiting for this moment. Hey, idiot! Everyone gasped as the robber turned to me. I then walked up to him while slowly removing my jacket. It's so hot in here, don't you think?
Back off, sweetheart. I have a gun.
Not anymore. He tried to dive for it, but I immediately locked him in a tight grip and pinned him to the ground. It's jail time, baby. And that's how you catch a criminal. Hi, my name is Artemis, and I've always wanted to become a detective, just like my dad. Before I continue, MSA will give $1,000 to one lucky person who subscribes in the next 7 days. Tell your friends, your sister, brother, and mom to subscribe now. As the robber was being arrested, someone approached me with a proud smile on his face. My favorite police detective, Lewis. I'd met him during a Future Detective summer program for high school students last year, and we'd kept in touch.
You're really something else, kid.
Kid? He was just 5 years older than me, but he kept treating me as his little sister. And it was so annoying because I actually liked him. I learned from the best.
If you're free tonight, do you want to have dinner with me?
Would he finally confess his feelings for me? The anticipation was killing me. He took me to a romantic restaurant and my heart was racing.
I'll get to the point, Artemis. I know that you've been waiting for this moment too.
You bet I have.
We're having a big and difficult case right now, and we need your help.
Oh, I suddenly felt stupid. Tell me about it.
It's a gold smuggling case, and the suspect's name is Mr. Anderson. We need some hard evidence against him.
And how can I help exactly?
He has a son, and his name is Chase. He's a senior high school student, reckless, clumsy, and spoiled. He's looking for a female bodyguard, and she should be very attractive.
So, you want me to pose as his bodyguard while spying on Mr. Anderson, right?
Exactly. I need you to find where he's keeping all those gold bars.
Mission accepted, officer. Dad had trained me in martial arts since I was 2, and now I could finally put it to good use. Lewis prepared my fake documents for the application, and luckily, I was chosen. I was so excited about this mission, but little did I know that I was about to get involved in the biggest mess ever. I tried so hard to keep my cool when I finally met Mr. Anderson. His face literally screamed danger. I was secretly scanning my eyes around his office as we discussed the job. There were surveillance cameras everywhere. It was gonna be harder than I thought.
I love my son more than anything, so do your best to protect him.
I'll make sure you won't regret hiring me, sir. He gave me a very thick portfolio of Chase, and the first thing I noticed was his face. It was very attractive. Mr. Anderson told me that Chase was waiting for me in this room, and the moment I opened it, I was caught off guard when someone suddenly jumped on me. It was him, and he looked like a scared little puppy. Is everything okay?
Take that disgusting little creature away from me.
I looked around and noticed a cockroach crawling toward us. I immediately stepped on it and crushed it to death. Don't worry, it's gone. He finally opened his eyes, and I almost dropped my jaw when we both stared at each other. He was the most handsome man that I had ever seen, and I wasn't exaggerating. Just then, he jumped away from me and cleared his throat.
I just find it really dirty, that's all. Anyway, you must be the new bodyguard.
Artemis, at your service.
Dad surely knows my type.
Do you want to make out? Do you want to die?
Playing hard to get. I like that.
I was hired to be your bodyguard, not your girlfriend, sir.
You'll still end up being one, so why waste time?
He was about to touch me, but I gave him a powerful blow that sent him flying to the wall.
Are you crazy? You're being paid to protect me, not kill me.
Sorry, it's just a reflex.
Fix your stupid reflex or I'll tell Dad to fire you.
Loud and clear, sir. I'll officially start my duty tomorrow. Have a nice night. Later that night, while everyone was sleeping, I tiptoed around the mansion and installed some spy cameras to watch Mr. Anderson's every move. I had to catch him soon and get this job over and done with. The next day at Chase's school, boys immediately flocked around me like I was a celebrity. And Chase didn't look too happy about it. Just then, he started throwing some dollar bills at them.
$1,000 for each of you to back off and stop looking at my bodyguard, losers.
And with that, they all closed their eyes and ran away like rats in the dark. Excuse me, sir, but why did you do that? I can take care of myself.
I want you to focus on me. Those idiots will just distract you.
There's no need to do that. I'm not usually distracted by stupid things. But he just ignored me and continued walking. Suddenly, he slipped on a piece of tissue paper, and before he could hit his head on the ground, I caught him in my arms. Our faces were so close, and for a moment, I felt lost in his beautiful blue eyes. Just then, a pretty girl came running and screaming,
Hubby Boo! What is the meaning of this? Are you cheating on me?
Based on his file, it must be Vanessa, his girlfriend. On reflex, I dropped Chase to the ground.
This girl is my bodyguard. She was just protecting me.
Oh, what a relief. I'm your one and only, always and forever. Right, hubby boo? She then jumped on him and started kissing him like a vacuum cleaner. Vanessa was clinging onto Chase all day and kept sticking her tongue out at me. What was her problem? Later that day, Chase suddenly dragged me into the janitor's closet.
I actually don't like Vanessa. I just dated her because she's just so obsessed with me. I felt bad for her.
And why are you telling me this, sir?
Don't be jealous.
Huh? I'm sorry, but I really don't get you.
Forget it. I already broke up with her many times, and she's like an annoying leech. From now on, I want you to keep her away from me. Make sure she doesn't come near me.
Copy that, sir. Later that day, I snuck into the bathroom to check the surveillance video on my phone and saw Mr. Anderson enter the mansion, and then he went straight into his room. I needed to have access there too. On my way out, I bumped into someone, Vanessa. Listen, girlie, you may look tough and all, but I'm not scared of you. I need you to stay away from my future husband, my hubby boo. Sorry, I can't do that. I'm being paid to be by his side 24/7. And besides, you have nothing to worry about. I'm not attracted to him. She burst out laughing. Chase is the most beautiful guy in the entire universe. There's no way you're not attracted to him unless you're a lesbian. OMG, are you? Do you like me instead?
Maybe.
I can't blame you. I'm perfect, but I'm sorry. You're not my type.
That's too bad because
I think I'm obsessed with you. I leaned in closer and pouted my lips for a kiss. Ew! Get away from me! My little stunt was effective because anytime Vanessa came close to Chase, I made pouty lips at her and she ran off. But I wasn't exactly celebrating. It had only been a week, but I wanted to give up already. Chase was a total pain in the butt and such a big baby. He would complain over the smallest things. One time, he was making a huge fuss about a mosquito bite.
How could you not stop it from sucking my precious blood? I thought you had great reflexes. See? It's swollen.
You're not gonna die from it, sir. Relax. One time, he decided to skip school just to go shopping for a new yacht. As we were walking towards the port, we bumped into some guys who looked like gangsters, and he actually knew them.
It's a perfect day to break some skulls, don't you think, Chase? What do you want, Brody? Your girl. She looks like my next girlfriend.
He was about to touch me, but suddenly, Chase jumped in and shoved him to the ground.
Don't you dare touch her, dummy.
Brody went berserk.
You stupid dirtbag.
He was about to punch Chase, but I was able to block his fist just in time. I'd run home to mommy if I were you. I twisted his arm and he went screaming in pain.
Get her, boys.
I threw a couple of my karate moves and they all fell to the ground in no time. I turned to Chase and he looked stunned. He was still speechless, even in the car. When we got home, he just sat in front of me and stared at my face. Is there any problem, sir?
You're the prettiest and coolest girl that I've ever met. Do you know that?
He lifted his hand to touch my face, and I just shivered at the contact. You know what happens when you touch me, Chase. So get your hands off me before it's too late. Suddenly, his happy face turned sad as he pulled away from me.
I'm sorry. I won't bother you anymore.
Well, that was weird. I needed to find that secret room with the gold bars as soon as possible before things got any weirder. But whenever I had the chance, I looked all around the mansion and found nothing. One day, Mr. Anderson had a business trip and he'd be away for a week. It was finally my chance to work on his room. After making sure everyone was asleep, I went to his room and while I was checking his drawers, I felt someone watching me from the door. Chase!
What are you doing here?
I was looking for you.
In the drawers? I don't think I could fit in there.
Oh God, I needed to distract him. And then I did the unthinkable. I walked up to him, grabbed his face, and kissed him on the lips. And worse, I kinda enjoyed it.
Whoa, what was that about?
I've been craving your lips.
I knew it. No one could resist me, not even you.
I guess you're right. Anyway, we have to sleep now. It's late.
How could I, when you just kissed me?
I tried getting rid of him, but he was persistent. First, he insisted we watch videos together on his favorite channel, MSA, for 2 hours. And then, he even made me sing him a lullaby to help him sleep. When he was finally asleep, I just found myself staring at his face. He actually looked like a beautiful angel. Snap out of it, idiot! The next day at school, Chase did something that gave me the shock of my life. He announced to everyone that we were dating, and Vanessa went wild. This girl is a lesbian, and I'm the one she actually likes. She's only getting back at you because she's jealous. Chase ignored her and got on his knees instead. To my surprise, he started tying up my shoelaces.
Silly girl, what if you trip and hurt yourself?
I then pulled him to the side and confronted him. What in the world are you doing?
You like me, and I like you. So we're dating, right?
Are you crazy? If your dad finds out about this, we're dead.
Don't worry. He's too busy to even check up on me. From now on, I'll protect you and serve you instead, okay?
I kept on refusing, but he was unstoppable. He was just around me all the time, and it was driving me crazy. All he did was stare at me 90% of the time. Could you please stop that? It's freaking me out.
I could stare at you forever. You're just too pretty. I sometimes doubt if you're even real.
During classes, he kept reaching for my hand just to hold it. During lunch, he would feed me and just watch me eat. He was acting like the perfect boyfriend, and I had no choice but to play along to protect my cover. Ugh, what had I gotten myself into? Later that night, I called Lewis and reported everything, including my fake relationship with Chase.
I need you to stop entertaining any distractions and finish your mission.
He sounded mad, and it made me feel bad. I'm sorry, I'll do better. The only place I hadn't checked yet was Mr. Anderson's bathroom, and I had to do that first thing in the morning. But I woke up to see Chase smiling at me with breakfast in bed.
Good morning, my love. Eat up. I cooked it for you.
The eggs looked delicious, so I decided to have a little taste. And they actually were. I didn't know you could cook.
I wanted to be a chef and open my own restaurant someday, but Dad wanted me to be the next CEO of his company instead.
Nothing feels better than living your dream. So stop being a loser and go for it. It's your life, not your dad's anyway. I suddenly felt bad knowing that his dad was a criminal.
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life. I can't help but fall for you harder each day.
He sounded so real. I almost fell for it. You're pretty good with words, aren't you?
I'm serious about you.
To my surprise, he gave me a quick peck on the lips, and it made me blush like hell. One weekend, he insisted that I train him in boxing. When we got inside the ring, he was so hyped up. Are you sure about this?
Heck yeah.
But the moment I threw a single punch, he went flying like paper. I worriedly rushed up to him, but he immediately got up.
I wasn't ready, but this time, I'll show you no mercy.
I decided to make him win and let him knock me out this time.
You cheated. You let me win.
No, I didn't. He was pouting as he sulked in the corner. Then suddenly I felt bad. Fine, I cheated. I'm sorry.
I'll accept your apology if you'll have a date with me.
I agreed, and he took me to the park. I waited for him on the bench as he bought me ice cream. There were a couple of kids playing around, and to my surprise, he called them over and bought ice cream for all of them and a huge tip. He wasn't really that bad after all, and I just found myself smiling. Oh no, I couldn't fall for him. I had to get rid of these stupid thoughts and focus on my goal. The next day, I told Chase that I wasn't feeling well, so I couldn't go to school with him. As soon as the coast was clear, I slipped into his dad's room and went straight to the bathroom. I checked every corner and space until I saw a button underneath the sink. I pressed it, and to my surprise, The bathtub slid away, revealing a trap door beneath it. I tried all the combinations in the passcode lock until it finally opened. I went down the stairs and I couldn't believe my eyes. The room was full of gold bars. I immediately called Lewis for backup, and while I was taking some pictures, someone suddenly smacked my phone out of my hand. It was Mr. Anderson, back from his trip, and he was raging mad.
You little witch.
Just in time, Lewis and the police barged in and finally arrested him. As he was being escorted out, Lewis came up to me and hugged me.
Good work, future detective. I'm so proud of you. You can even get rid of that little punk and hang out with me again. I miss you.
Suddenly, someone spoke from behind us.
So, it was all about this, huh?
I turned around and my smile instantly disappeared upon seeing Chase standing by the door. The hurt look in his eyes broke my heart. Chase, let me explain.
No need. Congratulations on your successful mission.
I watched him walk away with tears in my eyes. I wanted to run after him, but I guess this was for the best. I didn't see him again, and he also never contacted me. I should be happy I was done with him, right? Wrong. It kept on bothering me. A lot. One day, Lewis took me out for dinner, and I was expecting him to give me another case. But he completely surprised me by saying, Lewis took me out for dinner, and I was expecting him to give me another case. But he completely surprised me by saying,
I like you a lot, Artemis. Will you be my girlfriend?
I had been waiting for this moment. I should be happy. But why was I thinking about Chase? I'm so sorry, Lewis. But I think we're better off as friends.
You like someone else, don't you?
I just bowed my head down and smiled. It didn't matter now because I'd ruined his life. 2 years had passed and I was finally studying criminology at university. One day during lunch, I decided to try the new restaurant around the corner, and I was shocked to see who the chef was. Chase! It's so nice to see you here. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I took your advice and here I am.
He looked even more handsome than before. I didn't know what to say.
It's really good to see you, Artemis.
You too. I wanted to hug him and tell him that I missed him, but I couldn't. He then excused himself and walked up to a familiar girl who had just entered the restaurant. It was Vanessa, and they were hugging sweetly. I felt so jealous. I just got up to leave. As I walked out of the restaurant, I felt someone running after me.
Are you jealous?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Vanessa realized that she actually likes girls, and we ended up being good friends.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that. Just then, he stepped closer and held my hands.
I've been in love with someone else for a long time now. I bet you know her.
You're supposed to be mad at me for putting your dad in jail.
I'm not. He's a criminal, so he deserves it. I'm upset because you pretended to love me.
When did I say that I was just pretending?
You weren't?
He looked so cute as he blushed, and with that, I grabbed him by his collar and kissed him. Sorry, it's just a reflex.
Let's make it a habit then.
I just bowed my head down and smiled. It didn't matter now because I'd ruined his life. 2 years had passed and I was finally studying criminology at university. One day during lunch, I decided to try the new restaurant around the corner, and I was shocked to see who the chef was. Chase! It's so nice to see you here. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I took your advice and here I am.
He looked even more handsome than before. I didn't know what to say.
It's really good to see you, Artemis.
You too. I wanted to hug him and tell him that I missed him, but I couldn't. He then excused himself and walked up to a familiar girl who had just entered the restaurant. It was Vanessa, and they were hugging sweetly. I felt so jealous. I just got up to leave. As I walked out of the restaurant, I felt someone running after me.
Are you jealous?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Vanessa realized that she actually likes girls, and we ended up being good friends.
Oh, wow. Please like and subscribe. When we were born, we were called the cutest babies in town. Everyone freaked out over our beautiful blonde hair and blue eyes. They called us angel babies. Mom signed us up to be baby models, and we were super popular. By the time we were 3, we were on every ad possible for baby products. From diapers to fashion, we were everywhere. And I loved the limelight. It's like I was made to be a star. I enjoyed school and wanted to be a powerful lawyer one day. so studying and getting good grades was really important to me. One morning when we were in 5th grade, we started our routine with Mom. Suddenly, Sarah screamed, "My face! It's burning! Mom, help!"
Hold still. I think you have an allergic reaction.
Mom quickly wiped Sarah's face as I watched in horror. By the time her face was clean, something horrible had happened. The reaction had covered Sarah's face in angry red marks. Oh my God, what is this? I'm disgusting. No, Sarah, it's gonna be fine. We'll get you fixed up in no time, I promise. Later at the hospital, the doctors gave us some bad news. Sarah's face was scarred from the reaction, and there was no cure. When Mom heard this, she nearly fainted, and Sarah was mad at me. You lied, Avery. You promised I'll be fine, but I'm a monster. From that day on, my life changed forever. Mom made me wear a pound of makeup to cover my scars. I wasn't allowed to be seen without it. The whole thing broke my heart, and I didn't understand why this had happened to me. In 8th grade, we met Julia and Emma. They had just moved to town and were also identical twins. They were pure evil. What's worse is everyone compared us.
Look at the new girls. They're so cute.
I love how they always match. They're giving Sarah and Avery a run for their money. Emma and Julia were our complete opposites and had red hair and green eyes. I couldn't stand them. Our rivalry began when they started working at our modeling agency. They were stealing our jobs. I can't believe those witches are getting more work than us. We have to crush them like the bugs they are. It's not a competition, Sarah. Why are you being so crazy? Of course it's a competition, and we're losing. And either you're with me or you're against me. Choose. Of course, I'd always put Sarah first, but sometimes she took things too far. One morning in the cafeteria, the witch twins walked up to us and smirked. Aw, if it isn't the shy one. And the ugly one. Why so sad? Suddenly, I'm not hungry anymore. Don't you have something better to do? Like shop for the same clothes? Nice one. At least we own our twinness. You guys are so boring and it's so plain. Oh no, I'm tripping. I'm so sorry. It was an accident. Sarah left giggling and I was shocked. I jumped up with some tissues for Julia, but she pushed me away. I'm just trying to help. I have a spare shirt if you want. Don't touch me, witch. Just wait till this weekend's modeling competition. That grand prize is ours. We're going to end you. You've been warned. That whole talking together thing is so creepy. We'll definitely be there, so bring it on. I didn't agree with Sarah's methods, but those girls got on my last nerve. They'd been nothing but rude since they showed up. The next day, Mom surprised us with a dozen designer dresses for the competition. OMG, Mom, we're gonna look so good. Can we afford this? They're so expensive. Don't worry, honey. We'll return them after. You'll just have to be extra careful not to ruin them, okay? I don't know about this. Come on, don't be a wet blanket. We need to win this. We'll show those wannabes who really owns this twin business. Later that night, Sarah came to me. Ave, I have a plan to beat them once and for all. What do you mean, Sarah? Just a harmless prank, of course, but enough to take them out of the competition. You're talking about cheating. We can't do that. Besides, I don't want to win like that. Is this really so important to you that you cheat and win? Yes, it is. You have no idea how hard my life is, always hiding what I really look like and afraid someone will find out. But still, modeling is the only thing I'm good at and passionate about. So yeah, I'm willing to do what it takes. No one is perfect, Sarah. Everyone is insecure about something. All models use makeup and whatnot to look better. And your condition? It's not as bad as you think. It's in your head. Easy for you to say. Are you with me or not? I am, but we will win this the right way. Every night after rehearsal, I snuck away to study. I was interested in a huge internship in Washington at a law firm, except I hadn't told Mom or Sarah yet. I was scared they'd be angry with me. On the day of the competition, we aced the first rounds. Our dresses were the talk of the circuit, and people loved our routine. But when we went on earlier for round 2, Sarah grew pale. We can't go on yet. It's not our turn.
You look perfect, honey. Don't worry. Our routine went well at first, but just then, a bucket dropped from the ceiling and we were covered in sour yogurt. What is that? OMG, ew! The prank I'd set up for the twins backfired on us. If anyone finds out, I was dead. I had to think quickly, so when we went back to our dressing room, I knew what I had to do. It was them! I know they did this! We have to tell the judges! You mean the twins? They sabotaged us? Just then, the twins walked into our dressing room smiling. That was quite a show. Looks like other people hate you just as much as us. How delicious! Don't try and shift the blame. I know you were behind this. Suddenly, Sarah attacked Emma and then Julia jumped in too. Get off me, psycho! We had nothing to do with this. Yeah, let go. You've gone mad! As I pulled Sarah away, Julia pulled at her dress and it ripped. Just then, Mom rushed in and when she saw the dresses, she screamed. I told Mom it was the twins, but they refused to admit it. So the agency launched an investigation. But I was shocked to see Sarah rigging up the buckets of yogurt. We were disqualified instantly and the twins won. You did this? I can't believe it. At least I'm trying. You're the bad team player here. Do I have to do everything myself? Listen to yourself. All you care about is winning and it's just hurting us. You've ruined everything. Those expensive dresses and our reputation? I won't be part of this madness, Sarah. As if you could do it without me anyway. You need me and you know it. Not anymore. I'm done. I never wanted this. After that, we were basically broke. Sarah had to take every single job she could get to make more money, and I began waiting tables at the local coffee shop. A week before our 16th birthday, Mom came to us with some big news. I may have just solved all of our money problems. Girls, pack your bags. We're moving to Japan. What? A huge modeling agency loved our look and wanted us to move there to represent their brand. They'd pay for everything and even move us into a huge penthouse apartment for free. OMG, this is the best news ever. I couldn't let this go on any longer. I wanted to follow my dreams and participate in that internship. The deadline was just around the corner, so I had to tell them. I can't move to Japan. Why, Avery? Confused, they stared at me, and I finally explained my plans for my future. Are you kidding me? I can't believe you're being so selfish. How am I being selfish? I never asked for any of this. All you've ever done is complain. Look at me. I'm the freak here, but I get up every day and I work. You've never taken this seriously, and now you just want to bail on us? Me? Complain? You're the one who can't stop competing with Emma and Julia. You're so insecure that you've let this stupid rivalry turn you into a witch. I regretted my words as soon as I said them, but I was so mad I couldn't take them back. I stormed off to my room and slammed the door shut. Sarah didn't talk to me for a whole week after that. What's worse is, they were going ahead with the move as if nothing I did mattered. One morning, I got a letter delivered, and it was from the internship. I was just about to open it when someone knocked on my door. Mom came in and eyed the letter. Is that it? Yeah. I'm not happy about this. You're not even 16 yet, until tomorrow. And honey, we can't afford this. I guess I just wanted to know if I could do it, Mom. I'm a straight-A student. Did you even know that? Mom looked at me sadly. I guess I've been so wrapped up in your careers. I've never really thought about what you wanted. I want to make a difference in the world, not just look good. Open the letter, Avery. Mom and I hugged, and we opened the letter together. Congratulations! You've been accepted! What was I gonna do now? The next day at school, I decided to look for Sarah so we could make up. It was our birthday after all. When I finally found her in the playground, I was shocked to see her with Emma and Julia. Well, if it isn't the traitor twin, what do you want? Sarah, can we talk for a sec? Alone? Anything you say to me, you can say in front of my best friends, Ave. What? Don't look so surprised. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? Right. Did you hit your head or something? Come on, we're sisters, twins. Don't be like this. You did this to us. You've made your bed, so sleep in it. To think, I was about to give up my dream for Sarah, and she treats me like this? No chance anymore. The following week, Mom and I packed our bags and headed for Japan, while Avery went to stay with our aunt in Washington. Good riddance. The next few years in Japan were amazing. The company wasn't happy that it was just me, but I was determined to make them see my worth. So I worked hard, and by the time I was 18, I was pretty famous. I actually missed Avery a lot, but I could never bring myself to call her. I needed to work on myself first. Moving to Washington was the best decision of my life. I was my own person for the first time in my life. I loved living in my aunt's house, and the internship was amazing. They even offered me a summer job with them after I finished. I worked as an assistant for 3 years until I graduated college. Soon after, my boss offered me a full-time job with my very first case. A huge client was suing a skincare brand, and when I saw the name, I was shocked. It was the same company that caused my sister's scars. It turned out they were using sketchy chemicals and hundreds of people were hurt. I made it my mission to take them down. And when we finally won the case, I called Sarah. I told her everything, and I was surprised that she seemed happy to hear from me. We decided to meet at a cafe, and when I saw Sarah, my heart nearly exploded. I'd forgotten how much I'd missed her. That's such an insane story. Thank you so much for doing this. The company will pay damages to every client that got hurt. I made sure of it. Ave, I have to apologize. I know we were just kids, but I was so insecure and selfish. Can you forgive me? Of course I can. I'm sorry too, but in a way, I'm glad it happened. I needed to find myself outside of us. You know, I do, really. But no matter what, you'll always be my other half. Same here.
My name is Lexi, and I'm from Portland. Before I tell you my story, please like and subscribe. Ever since I was little, my mom called me a beautiful ball of chaos. I chased butterflies, dug into anthills, got mud everywhere, and opened up everything in the house. Lexi, not the TV remotes. Look, Mom, wires. I found it impossible to sit still, especially when I had to study boring books. Every little thing distracted me, and Mom would drag me back and try to make me focus, but it never worked for long. My grades were already low, but the first time I failed an exam in 4th grade, Mom was panicking. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. How can you fail? I tried my best, Mom. Then we have to try harder. And don't let anyone know you failed, especially the neighbors. Great. My neighbor was my classmate Ben, and his mom was best friends with mine. They said they were friends when they actually just competed with each other all the time over who had the better house, better decoration, and of course who had the better kid. Unfortunately for Mom, I was losing. Ben's the school topper this year again. Isn't he a genius? Yes, Judy. He also won a chess tournament, the science exhibit, and he's learning French. That's great, Judy. What's your grade, Lexi? I got all C's. I'm average. Liar. You barely got a D. How do you know that? I handed out the report cards. Oh, you poor thing. You sad, sad thing. It's gonna be okay. Ben stuck his tongue out at me. Jerk. Mom was mad at me all night. And for revenge, I placed cups of water outside Ben's house so he walked right into them the next morning. Lexi! Ha! Our mom's competition made us instant enemies, even in school. It didn't help that we were polar opposites in every way. Ben was a total neat freak, while my whole existence was messy. He hated my chaotic desk, my dirty soccer shoes, and my mismatched clothes. He was the most focused in his class, while I was the most talkative. Even my teachers couldn't keep me quiet because my jokes would crack them up. Can you please let us focus? This is not a comedy show. Jealous I'm more popular than you? You're gonna work for me someday. Never, nerd. We'll see, jock. We were constantly butting heads, and the person it upset most was my mom. He's such a smart boy. Why can't you both just get along? I don't like him, and it's your fault. If you didn't keep saying I should be like him, you should be like Ben. He has a bright future. My future was bright too. I was going to be a pro soccer player, get rich, and buy my own mansion. Easy. By the time we were in 10th grade, Ben skipped a whole grade and started his own website where people could log in and play games together. Not only did it get popular, he started making money. As for me, I was spending all my time training to be the best captain for my soccer team. But my hopes were ruined when one day, the principal gave me some awful news. I'd failed almost all my exams that year. I felt so stupid. And Mom was so furious that she banned me from playing sports. I'm the team captain. I can't quit. We have a national tournament this year. Lexi, you could get kicked out of school. Please, Mom. It's the only thing I'm good at. She wasn't ready to listen. There was no way my team was letting me quit, so we made a plan. We met for secret practice twice every week after our parents fell asleep. One time, I was arguing with my team about something silly on the street. When I saw the light in Ben's room turn on, I convinced myself it was nothing. We barely talked since he skipped grades, and he wouldn't care. But a few days later, it happened. We were at night practice when suddenly, cars upon cars drove into the fields. Our parents! It was chaos. We couldn't run and hide, and Ben's mom was in front of everyone, grinning at me. Ben told me he saw you outside your house at 2 a.m. with your soccer buddies. He did what? Lexi, I didn't know. I called up the parents of your team, and what? None of you are in bed. And I just know Lexi is behind all this. Mom gave me the yelling of my life, and the next day, my entire team ended up in the principal's office. I couldn't let us all be in trouble. The only reason we did this was to include me. So I stood up and took full responsibility as captain. You organized practices at midnight for a whole year? My mother wouldn't let me practice in the day. I wanted to win the national tournament. Well, no one can say you don't work hard, but you broke 1,000 rules. You guys were practicing every single evening in an unsafe neighborhood. I should probably expel you, but I won't. The principal gave me 10 weeks of detention. I was forbidden and pass. I got up to leave, but he blocked me. I know I messed up. I'm sorry. Give me a chance to fix it. How are you gonna fix it? By calling me a dumb jock? You're definitely not stupid, but you might have ADD or ADHD or something. What? Ben showed me a website. I'm not a doctor and I don't know for sure, but I've been tutoring other kids. The ones like you had this condition. When I read the text, my heart jumped. Inattentive and hyper-focused, careless and anxious all at the same time? This was me. You're not dumb. More like easily bored. He started talking about his tricks that could help me focus, and I was stunned. He was really helping? He taught me chemistry with games where I could win candy or a 5-minute break, whichever I liked. It actually worked out, and I could easily follow my class in school the next day. He taught math with drawings and science with cool, fun experiments. I was really struggling to focus on history, so he took me to a museum. Wow, a T-Rex? Don't touch it. Sorry. When did he get so tall? Wait, why am I blushing? Weird. Every class of ours made me feel more confident and lighter than air. It's so much easier to study when you know you can do it. When I started passing my class quizzes, I grabbed Ben in the tightest hug. It's working. You're a genius. Lexi, you're wrinkling my jacket. Suddenly, Ben's mom appeared out of thin air and pulled me back. What are you two doing? Are you kissing? No. Why are you both suddenly hanging out? Mom, I'm tutoring her. You're not teaching her right now, are you? Let's go inside, Ben. Since then, his mom always interrupted us whenever she saw us talking. So Ben and I started sneaking to the roof of my house if we wanted to chat outside school. Can't you tell her to leave us alone? I can't talk to my mom like that. Why not? She deserved it. She made him work constantly. and she spent the money he made in alarming ways. Cars, new wardrobes, purebred dogs. She bought it all and threw parties to show them off. Ben himself would work during these parties. Why did he let his mom treat him like this? I kept studying hard with Ben, and for the first time, I passed every single exam. Mom and I literally cried buckets of tears, and the principal finally let me back onto the soccer team. Yes! This year, we will win. I had to tell Ben, but he wasn't at school, and when I went to his house, the door was locked. He wasn't even answering my calls. What was going on? 2 days later, I was sitting on my rooftop when Ben turned up, and I gave him my classic tackle. Where have you been? I passed all my exams with a B-. We did it!
Lexi, that's amazing. I'm so proud of you.
I couldn't have done it without you. Our faces were really close, and my heart skipped a beat. I almost thought he was gonna kiss me, but suddenly he pulled away.
I came here to tell you that Mom and I are moving to LA. We flew over there to finalize the house.
What? You suddenly want to move to LA? When did this happen?
Lexi, I don't want to move. It's Mom. She's gonna put me in a school for geniuses. It's hard enough competing here. Now I have to do it there?
If you don't want to go, tell her no.
I can't do that. It's her dream to live in that house and send me to that school.
So you have to do whatever she wants? Are you afraid of her or something?
I'm not afraid. Lexi, I'm adopted.
What? And that's when Ben told me his biggest secret. He was raised in an orphanage, and when he was 5, his mom saved him from that messy, horrible place. He owed his entire life to her.
So, if she wants to live in a castle on a beach, I feel like I owe her that.
I owe my mom my whole life too, but I can still tell her how I feel.
You won't get it, Lexi. Just drop it.
Why did this feel so horrible? Why was it so hard to imagine the next year without him? I promised Ben that I'd drop it, but a few days later when I saw movers coming in to pack their stuff, I just couldn't hold it back. Ben doesn't want to move to LA. He said he doesn't want to compete with more geniuses. He's only doing this to please you.
What? Is that what you said, Ben?
I waited for him to speak, but nothing came. Come on!
I know what you're doing. Girls like you come after talented boys like Ben, like gold diggers. Mom, you can't say that. Stay out of this. And you can't come between me and my son. Stay away from him. Got it?
You can order Ben around, but not me.
Lexi, I think you should go.
If that's what you want, Ben, I will. And you have a right to choose what makes you happy. I marched out of there with my head high. At least I spoke the truth. I decided to stay over at a teammate's house so I wouldn't have to see Ben leaving his house forever. The day I knew he was leaving, I practiced for 5 hours straight. All I wanted was for my team to win the national soccer tournament. Nothing else. Finally, after so many ups and downs, I got to lead my entire team to victory. I was shaking my trophy in the air like a maniac when I saw a familiar face in the crowd. It was Ben. He was here?
I'm so glad I came. You're freaking amazing.
What are you doing here? I thought you left.
Oh, I changed my mind. I'm not leaving.
You're what? That's when Ben told me that he'd begged his mom to let him watch my game before he left. But when she refused to do even that, he realized how much she asked of him, and he snapped. He called their agent and canceled their new house and his new admission.
You were right. I deserve to be happy and do what I want.
Since when did you get so smart?
I had an excellent tutor.
Suddenly, I heard a scream from behind us.
I knew it. It's this girl. She's turned your head all around. Mom, I told you, this is not about Lexi.
You said you had a crush on her. What?
Mom, you can't say that. This is why I wanted to move to LA, so you're not distracted by all this. By what? Being a normal 16-year-old who likes a girl? I'm not going to let you stay here. Then I'll shut down my entire website. I'll make us poor again, so we can't move to LA. Ben, have you gone mad? Maybe I have. I want to live a normal life and finish my last years of school here. No one can stop me, not even you.
She was raging, but she had to leave because my team started throwing popcorn at her and booing her. The minute she was gone, our team let out an actual cheer. Ben and I hugged each other and my mom joined us.
You have a crush on Lexi? You should ask her out.
Mom!
She'll say yes. She was so upset when you were leaving.
Go away! Jeez! Why are they all so embarrassing?
She's right, though. You're my best friend, and I want to take you out.
Can you be my boyfriend and my tutor?
Date me, and I'll get you in.
Please like and subscribe. When we were born, we were called the cutest babies in town. Everyone freaked out over our beautiful blonde hair and blue eyes. They called us angel babies. Mom signed us up to be baby models, and we were super popular. By the time we were 3, we were on every ad possible for baby products. From diapers to fashion, we were everywhere. And I loved the limelight. It's like I was made to be a star. I enjoyed school and wanted to be a powerful lawyer one day. So studying and getting good grades was really important to me. One morning when we were in 5th grade, we started our routine with Mom. Suddenly, Sarah screamed, "My face, it's burning! Mom, help!"
Hold still. I think you have an allergic reaction.
Mom quickly wiped Sarah's face as I watched in horror. By the time her face was clean, something horrible had happened. The reaction had covered Sarah's face in angry red marks. Oh my God, what is this? I'm disgusting. No, Sarah, it's gonna be fine. We'll get you fixed up in no time, I promise. Later at the hospital, the doctors gave us some bad news. Sarah's face was scarred from the reaction, and there was no cure. When Mom heard this, she nearly fainted, and Sarah was mad at me. You lied, Avery. You promised I'll be fine, but I'm a monster. From that day on, my life changed forever. Mom made me wear a pound of makeup to cover my scars. I wasn't allowed to be seen without it. The whole thing broke my heart, and I didn't understand why this had happened to me. In 8th grade, we met Julia and Emma. They had just moved to town and were also identical twins. They were pure evil. What's worse is everyone compared us.
Look at the new girls. They're so cute.
I love how they always match. They're giving Sarah and Avery a run for their money. Emma and Julia were our complete opposites and had red hair and green eyes. I couldn't stand them. Our rivalry began when they started working at our modeling agency. They were stealing our jobs. I can't believe those witches are getting more work than us. We have to crush them like the bugs they are. It's not a competition, Sarah. Why are you being so crazy? Of course it's a competition, and we're losing. And either you're with me or you're against me. Choose. Of course, I'd always put Sarah first, but sometimes she took things too far. One morning in the cafeteria, the witch twins walked up to us and smirked. Aw, if it isn't the shy one. And the ugly one. Why so sad? Suddenly, I'm not hungry anymore. Don't you have something better to do? Like shop for the same clothes? Nice one. At least we own our twinness. You guys are so boring and it's so plain. Oh no, I'm tripping. I'm so sorry. It was an accident. Sarah left giggling and I was shocked. I jumped up with some tissues for Julia, but she pushed me away. I'm just trying to help. I have a spare shirt if you want. Don't touch me, witch. Just wait till this weekend's modeling competition. That grand prize is ours. We're going to end you. You've been warned. That whole talking together thing is so creepy. We'll definitely be there, so bring it on. I didn't agree with Sarah's methods, but those girls got on my last nerve. They'd been nothing but rude since they showed up. The next day, Mom surprised us with a dozen designer dresses for the competition. OMG, Mom, we're gonna look so good. Can we afford this? They're so expensive. Don't worry, honey. We'll return them after. You'll just have to be extra careful not to ruin them, okay? I don't know about this. Come on, don't be a wet blanket. We need to win this. We'll show those wannabes who really owns this twin business. Later that night, Sarah came to me. Ave, I have a plan to beat them once and for all. What do you mean, Sarah? Just a harmless prank, of course, but enough to take them out of the competition. You're talking about cheating. We can't do that. Besides, I don't want to win like that. Is this really so important to you that you cheat and win? Yes, it is. You have no idea how hard my life is, always hiding what I really look like and afraid someone will find out. But still, modeling is the only thing I'm good at and passionate about. So yeah, I'm willing to do what it takes. No one is perfect, Sarah.
Everyone is insecure about something. All models use makeup and whatnot to look better. And your condition? It's not as bad as you think. It's in your head. Easy for you to say. Are you with me or not? I am, but we will win this the right way. Every night after rehearsal, I snuck away to study. I was interested in a huge internship in Washington at a law firm, except I hadn't told Mom or Sarah yet. I was scared they'd be angry with me. On the day of the competition,